शान्ति सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं तेजव्यक्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चितमतिः. You to go there?
No, something I forgot in the office, not in my hand. I forgot it.
Yes.
So we are seeing the first one on page number 30, where the different types of samshaya are described by the Granthakara. And then we had already seen most part of that examples, and few of them we were seeing. And in that yesterday we saw that some examples with regard to the doubts with regard to Ishvara, who is Tatpada, the meaning of the word Tat. And it was said that whether that Ishvara is limited or whether that Ishvara is all pervasive, and that Ishvara is only material cause or only the intelligent cause, or the material cause which is non-separate from the intelligent cause, and whether the Ishvara creates this world based upon the punya papa of the jiva, or just by some random method he creates this entire jagat. And now some questions regarding Atma are given. Whether the self is different from this Brahma or non-different. And if it is non-different, then whether it is always non-different, non-separate, or only during the time of moksha, means only in jnana avastha it is. Yes. Yes. Right. So only during the state of freedom there is abhinnatvam between jiva and Brahma. And then it is said that this Atma is endowed with Ananda, etc. Means Sat, Chit and Ananda or not. And whether this Sat, Chit and Ananda are the guna of Atma, means the qualities, means they are dharma bhuta, they are not intrinsic to Atma, but they do distinguish Atma from other things. Or they are the Swarupam itself, means they are Dravya Bhuta, means they are in the form of entity itself. So if the Swarupam is that which is intrinsic to that entity, it means there is no separate entity apart from that Swarupam. And even that Sat, Chit and Ananda are mutually different or they are not different. And the Granthakara says, the Tikakara says that this doubts, means innumerable doubts starting in this manner are there, means are born. And now in the last sentence, how those doubts can be removed, that is told. So it is said that firstly, having negated all these doubts regarding the pramana, the prameya of this nature, means the doubts of this type, by what? By Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. Then a mumukshu should destroy all of them completely. How? By the intimate knowledge of Brahma, means by the understanding that I am Brahma.
Here should or we can say both.
Yes. And now Then we started seeing the 50th Khanda. So in the 49th Khanda, the first option that was given to the Purva Pakshi was answered. And now in the 50th Khanda, the second option which was given to the Purva Pakshi is taken up, is the Granthakara first takes that up and starts giving the answer. So it is said, Yadyapi asya granthasya moksha hetutvam asti तथापि प्राचीनैः प्रौढग्रन्थान्तरैः साधनतमैः मोक्षोपायस्य सम्यक् प्रतिपादितत्वात् विफलः अयं ग्रन्थः. So this is the question or the doubt which is raised by the Purva Pakshi. Means the objection of the Purva Pakshi by this part of the sentence. What does he say? Even though there is this grantha is the means for moksha, means we accept that now it is the means for moksha. Tathapi, even then, since there is very well presentation of the means for moksha by another or other profound and ancient texts, which are the best or the most effective means. Therefore, Vifalaha Ayam Granthaha. This text, Samskrita Vichara Sagara, is Vifalaha. So, what the Purva Pakshi is saying is that already there are other texts which are profound and which are ancient, and they are most effective with regard to this moksha. And why? Because in those texts, the means for moksha is very well presented. Therefore, they are most effective. And therefore, nobody will come to this text, and therefore, this text will become useless. So now, to the Siddhanti starts answering, Iti vadan vadi prastavyaha. In this manner, the opponent who is saying should be asked. Kani tani sadhana tamani granthantarani iti prastavyaha. What are those other texts which are the most effective means? Sahayadi aha. If the Purva Pakshi says, what could be the answer? Jiva Brahmaikya Bodhaka Nikhilopanishad Gita Sutra Tad Bhashyadayo Dayaha Aneka Granthaha Praudaha Praga Eva Siddhaha. So the first statement is that there are many texts such as all the Upanishads, Gita, Bhagavad Gita, Sutra, Brahma Sutra, and Tad Bhashyadayaha is Bhashyam, Tika, all of them on those texts which are the revealers of the oneness of Jiva and Brahma. They are already available and they are profound.
The Akhila goes with what?
Upanishad. And now the next sentence. Tebhyaha grantebhyaha jnanadvara moksha siddhyati. And moksha is accomplished by the means of knowledge from those texts. Means by those texts one gets the understanding of I am Brahma, and thereby moksha is accomplished by the mumukshu. Ataha, since this is so, therefore ayam granthaha vifalaha iti aha. This granthaha means Sanskrit Vichara Sagaraha is vifalaha, is not useful. In this manner, if the Purva Pakshi says.
Okay. Just for reminder or recap, we will see how the story started. What is the main topic here?
Akshepa Samadhanani regarding this Anubandha Chatushtaya.
Then in that,
Regarding the Adhikari, Akshepa and Samadhana.
and Regarding Adhikari, okay, let me start the story from there. Regarding Adhikari, which topic is highlighted more in the beginning? Regarding Adhikari, Moksha.
Yeah.
So, idea is that in Anubandha Chatushtaya, one of them is Adhikari. Adhikari is the one who is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna, endowed with this fourfold qualification. Of these four, one of them is Mumuksha. And Purvapakshi wants to say that Mumuksha, the desire for freedom, will not be possible. Why is it not possible? For that, how many objection, main objection? How many?
Three.
Three. Three objections. Mainly three. Point four. Objection three. The first objection is that what is the definition of moksha? What is that moksha which is supposed to be desired by a seeker, which will make him mumukshu? And the Siddhanti will say that sopadana, sopadana jagan nivritti purvaka brahma prapti. Attainment of Brahma preceded by the negation of the world along with its cause. So Purupakshi says in your definition there are two parts. One is Visheshana Amsha, other is Visheshya Amsha. Visheshana Amsha is Sopadana Jagat Nivrutti. And he says in this Visheshana Amsha is not proper. That will never be the object of desire. Because people want the removal of dukkha, not the removal of Jagat. In fact, if they say Jagat will go away, they will not require, they will not say, we don't want moksha. They will say. They will deny moksha. So, Jagan Nivrutti people don't want. Tapatraya Nivrutti they want. And the sub point is that Tapatraya Nivrutti, the removal of threefold affliction, is possible without Jagan Nivrutti. Negation of the word. How?
By removing the causes of those respective afflictions.
Like Ayurveda, etc., Parihara, you do it. So that was the first objection. That Visheshanam Amsha of the moksha will not be object of desire. Because what people want to remove is not Jagat. What people want to remove is the Dukkhatrayam. And Dukkhatrayam can go without Jagat Nivritti. Then second objection was regarding Visheshyamsha, Brahma Prapti. He said Brahma Prapti also will not be object of desire. Why?
Because to have something as the object of desire, one has to have knowledge of it.
Experience of that. Knowledge or experience of that. So it doesn't have. Pragananubhutatva. Anubhutasya vishayasya eva ichcha vishayatva. So that was that. Nobody has experienced Brahman. Nobody has knowledge of Brahman before coming to Vedanta. And if he has already got knowledge of Brahman, he is a mukta, he is not adhikari, overqualified. He is overqualified. And therefore, this second Visheshya Amsha, that Brahma Prapti Rupa Amsha, that aspect of moksha, that also will not be object of desire. Is it clear? Second objection. Third objection is what?
Everybody wants Vishaya Sukha.
Everybody wants objective happiness. And moksha, objective happiness is not possible. Why? Moksha is non-dual. Advaita Swarupa. Subject-object division is not there. How can that be Vaishayika Sukha? And one more also, the sub-point he had given that people will not have this Shabadamadhi, etc. There also he told. These are miscellaneous points. Alright, so mainly 3 points were told. For that first point, the Siddhanti gives the answer that Dukkha Nivrutti people want, and what type of Dukkha Nivrutti they want? They want the removal of Dukkha along with its cause. When you want dukkha nivrutti along with the removal of its cause, it will be possible only when there is jagan nivrutti, because ajnana and ajnana janya prapancha is the cause for this dvaita. And therefore, ajnanam is the cause for the prapancha. Therefore, if dukkha is to be removed, then dukkha karanam jagat along with its cause also should be removed. Therefore, for a thoughtful person who is desirous of the sakarana dukkha nivrutti, he will have the desire for sakarana jagan nivrutti also. And further he had said, second akshepa, that Brahman is not experienced. For that, our answer is Brahman is not experienced, but happiness is experienced or not. Happiness is experienced, and that Niratishaya Sukha alone is Brahma. That alone is moksha. And therefore, even though Niratishaya Sukha is not experienced, but Sukha is experienced. And when I have experience for the limited thing, in same category, I can have a desire for the limitless. I have experienced money, so I may have desire for more money, or an inexhaustible source of money. That is understandable. Therefore, second akshepa was answered. Third akshepa, that everybody wants Vishaya Sukham, and therefore nobody will ask for moksha. For that, Siddhanta says that, let me ask you that, you do you think that there will not be a single mumukshu who will not expect the ananda, we will not expect mokshananda or atma sukham? You want to say that everybody will have that desire only. So, do you mean to say that there will not be a single mumukshu and therefore grantha is bifala? Or you want to say that mumukshu will be there, but mumukshu will not have the engagement in the grantha? So, at this level, he had raised. And of course, he raised these two options, but afterwards he gave the answer to that Vaishayika Sukha argument. To dismiss the Purva Pakshi's view that Vaishayika Sukham alone everybody wants and therefore there will not be Mumukshu, to counteract or to counter, um, to dismiss that, Siddhanta said that really speaking, your understanding that everybody wants Vaishayika Sukha is not correct. People do not want Vaishayika Sukha, they want Sukha. Sukha Samanyam Vajyati, Natu Vaishayikam Sukha. Whether it is born of Vishaya or born of something else, Tattu Anyat, they want Sukha. People, basic desire of people is to eat, not to eat samosa. You know what is samosa? There is okay. Pizza. It's not that. You cannot say this desire to eat pizza is a universal desire. No, there is no thing. Desire to eat is that. Desire to eat samosa, pizza, that is your conclusion. So Vedanti is telling that desire to have sukham is the desire. Desire to have sukham, that is what universal. Not that people want Vaishayika sukham. And he said, if you are insisting on that, then you will have a problem to answer this. That why people want Sushupti Sukham. People want Sushupti Sukham. And Sushupti Sukham is not Vaishakam Sukham because Vishaya is not there. Therefore, it has to be Atma Sukham. And it means that everybody wants Atma Sukham as well. And Atma Sukham alone is Moksha. Therefore, really speaking, everybody is a Mumukshu. You are telling no Mumukshu, I am telling everybody is Mumukshu. And moreover, he said, see, so far everybody has got objective happiness and they are not happy, they are not satisfied. It means they want something else. What has been provided to them is not enough to make them fulfilled. And that also indicates that Anatma Sukham they have and Atma Sukham, Niratishay Atma Sukham, they have not got it. Therefore, they are unfulfilled and therefore, really speaking, they want that only. Therefore, mumukshu is very much there. So two options were raised. There is no mumukshu. Kim mumukshu eva nasti kaschid. That was answered. And then second option that mumukshu is there, but they will not be engaged in the text. For that, three options were given. One is that do you mean to say that this grantha people will not be engaged, even though he is a mumukshu, even though they are mumukshu, because this grantha doesn't have moksha sadhanatvam, sakshat moksha sadhanatvam, or moksha sadhanatvam is not there. Say first option. Second option is that moksha sadhanatvam is there, but other books are available. So they will go there. Old, well-established books, they will go. Why should you go to you? And third is that mumuksha is not enough. Other qualities are not there, and therefore they will not come. So for that first option, we answered 3.1. No, that is answer was given. What is the answer? Two-stage answer was given. The first answer is if you are so particular that the text should give moksha, and this Vichara Sagara does not give moksha, then I will say that no granth is the direct means for moksha, including Vichara Sagara. So if you are dismissing Vichara Sagara based on the not being the direct means for moksha, we have to dismiss all the text. And second stage answer, the second answer to this particular objection that this grantha does not have moksha sadhanatvam. For that first answer was this given, it is common. Sakshat moksha sadhanatvam nasti sarveshu grantheshu. Second is that sakshat moksha sadhanam is jnanam only. And jnanam is by Vedanta Vakya. But after Vedanta Vakya, this samshaya and viparya will be there, viparita bhavana will be there. And for that, this Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam is required. And Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam by way of removing the obstacles, they can be considered to be moksha sadhana. And this grantha also is Shravana Mananatmaka. And therefore they remove the Pramanagata, Prameyagata Samshaya, and thereby they become moksha sadhana. Therefore, Sakshat moksha sadhanatvam nasti, but Paramparaya moksha sadhanatvam asti. And to that particular presentation, this further question will be raised. And that becomes the second answer to the second objection. So first objection is answered. That is, grantha is not moksha sadhana, therefore people will not be engaged into grantha. For that answer, two stages answer was given. Two-stage answer was given. Now, coming to the second objection or second option. Second option is what? Even though this grantha is a moksha sadhana, but since old other granthas are available, therefore people will go for that. Why should they come to you? For that answer is given that tarhi. Acha, and for that Siddhant, the Purvapakshi may ask that what are those texts? Then Purvapakshi may say the Brahmas, the all Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Sutra, Bhashya, etc. And from that alone, people will get dhanam, they will get moksha. Why should they come to you when already established brands are available, well established texts are available? Why should they come to your new grantha? For that answer is given. Tarhi tadrik grantha vichara samarthanam mumukshunam tadrish granthehi jnanodaya sambhava. अत्र च मंदमतीनां तीव्रतर मुमुक्षूणां प्रवृत्ति संभवाच्च सफलोयं ग्रंथ इति प्रतिब्रूयात्. So saha yadi aha. If Purvapakshi says like this, that there are so many texts available, from that dhanam can come and moksha can come, therefore your book is useless. If that is the response of Purvapakshi, then pratibruyat. Then our response, Siddhanti's response will be like this. What is that? Tarhi, then Tari Pratibruyat. What will be our answer? Tadrik Grantha Vichara Samarthanam Mumukshunam. For some seekers of freedom who are incapable, they are mumukshu. They are seeker of freedom, but they are incapable of the vichara analysis. Analysis of what? Tadrik grantha. That those type of text. Those type of text means the Prauda grantha mentioned by you. So there is a group of people who are mumukshu. They want moksha. And they've understood that moksha by dhanam, so they want dhanam. But they are incapable of doing the analysis of those texts. Why? Because those texts are full of jargons. When they want to say the Jagat is mithya, how will they say? अधिष्ठानत्वेन अभिमतया बंधिष्ठ अत्यंत भाव प्रतियोगित्वम मिथ्यात्वम. देखो ये जगत में है ना प्रतियोगित्व है. In जगत there is a प्रतियोगित्वम. प्रतियोगित्वम to what? अत्यंत भाव. Where is that अत्यंत भाव? अत्यंत भाव से अनुयोगी का अधिष्ठानत्वेन अभिमत. Whatever is considered to be adhishtanam, in that there is atyanta bhava. For that atyanta bhava, there is a pratiyogitvam. That is mithyatvam. इसमें आप क्या समझोगे? But if we put it in a simple language, how can we say the world is mithya because it is not there where it appears to be there. This is what it wants to say. In simple language, it wants to say this much only. The world is mithya because it is really not there where it appears to be there. But they will talk in that language. Adhishthanatvena abhimataya adhishta atyanta bhava pratiyogitva mithyatva. So, how will we understand? Therefore, but people are mumukshu, but they are incapable. It is something like people are hungry, but they don't have money to pay in 5-star hotel. So for them, dhabas are required or not. Dhabas means a roadside restaurant. They are called dhabas. So dhabas have got business or not? Have business. Nowadays dhabas also become 5-star. But always there is a what is called target audience. That's what Siddhanta is telling. That mukshuna who want freedom through knowledge, but they are incapable of this doing analysis, study of such books. For them, tadrik granthehi, by such text, tadrik refers to what? Nikhila Upanishad, Gita, Sutra, Sutra Tad Bhashyadaya, that is tadrik. By such text, with the help of such text, Nanodaya Sambhava, because of the impossibility of the rise of knowledge with the help of such advanced text. For whom? For the seekers of freedom. Why? Because they are incapable of understanding the language, the presentation given in those texts. And therefore what? They, even though they are good, see, some teachers know they are great scholars. And they may be giving so many details, but students don't understand anything. Why? Because the way he talks, he uses the jargons. If you sit in these some ashrams, so even though you know Hindi language, but you will not understand what they are talking. The way of presentation is like this. ये तो उसका प्रतियोगी बनता है ना. ये तो अवच्छेदक प्रतियोगित्व अवच्छेदक क्या है? प्रतियोगिता का अवच्छेदक क्या है? What will you understand? ये उसका यहाँ अवच्छेदक हो जाता है. तो इसलिए फिर तदवच्छिन्न प्रतियोगिता नहीं रहेगी. थी प्रतियोगिता रहने पर भी तदवच्छिन्न प्रतियोगिता नहीं रहेगी. क्या सोचते? So even though you know Hindi language, वो उसमें हिंदी में खाली है ऐसा है वो सब हिंदी है, बाकी सब संस्कृति है. So what happens that even though the texts are very advanced and they are thinking and giving the ideas in a very profound manner, but he will not understand. It is something like, sometimes people say, "Oh, Swamiji, that lecture was so great, so great. 2-4 minutes was so great, wonderful. we never hear something nice and all this. Then उसको पूछते कि आप क्या समझ में आया? वो मुझे मालूम नहीं, वो नहीं बता. What did you understand? That you will not be able to. Wonderful lecture. What did you understand? No, sorry, I can't tell this. What is the use? So there's some texts are like this. Therefore, he says, the mumukshunam tadri granthai gnanodaya sambhavat means those advanced texts, even though they are great, but not useful for some people who are seeker of freedom, but not exposed to grammar, not exposed to this mimamsa, not exposed to this Nyaya Shastra logic. So even though they want freedom, they want knowledge, but these things are not there. And for them, those texts will not be useful. And atracha. And here means in our text. हमारे simple, rate simple है. So mandamati nam. For the people with manda, the people with the slow learning, a slow mind, are having less exposure. Mandamati has this idea. They are not dull people. They are unexposed to other shastras in that sense. But Tivratara Mumukshonam. But they are very intensely seeking freedom. They are intense seekers of freedom. For them, Atra means Asmin Granthe. In this text, Pravritti Sambhavat. There is a possibility of the engagement of whom? Such mumukshus. So in this text, since there is a possibility of engagement of the intense seeker of freedom who are not exposed to other shastras, therefore not familiar with jargons, for them, or because of that, because of their engagement, Safaloyam Granthaha. This text is fruitful, useful. Iti Pratibruyat. In this manner, we would answer. Iti Pratibruyat. We would answer. Iti Pratibruyat. He would be answered. Pratibruyat. No. His active voice. In this manner,
answer would be given.
No, answer would be given because it is a Pratibruyat with active voice. In this manner, we have to say Bruyat, it should be because Bruyata it should be. It should be Pratibruyat in this manner. In this manner, one should give the answer. In this manner, one should give the answer. It is something like, this 5-6 5-star hotels are there. And this fellow is going to start a simple restaurant. So somebody is asking him, hey, such great hotels, 5-star hotels are there and very high class, high chefs are available. Then who will come to your restaurant? For that he will give this answer. That there will be people who have got small budget. They will say small budget, so they cannot go there and they are hungry. Therefore what? They will come to me. Therefore, my restaurant will work. And it works. It works so well that these 5-star people say our business is down. They will take over this. That is a different thing. Taking over here it will not happen. But I am just giving you parallel. And really it happens that sometimes the small shops are more popular than the 5-star hotel. In Bangalore, what is that in Malleshwaram? That idlis they send? Veena store. There will be a big queue. It's a small store for food items. Only I sell 2-3 items only. But very popular. So, and they make good business. Sometimes even 5-star hotel people may not have that much profitability, which he will have. So, we have Vichara Sagara is telling that ours is like that. Small restaurant, but available, affordable price. So the big things that everybody will not understand. So we are not saying that those who are great scholars they should come to Vichara Sagara. But there are some people, in fact, they are majority people who are not will not be able to understand the other text, and for them this text will be useful. Now for Vichar Sagar also somebody will open another one. Those who don't understand Vichar Sagar, for them this text is there. Vichar Sagara Sara. Yeah, I was planning to write Vichar Sagara Sara. That grantha I have started, but I did not proceed further. All right. Now, next one is next objection. Third objection, which was there, is restated. Three options were given by Siddhanti. The first one is that moksha sadhanatvam is not there. Second is that even though mumukshu may be there, but he will not come to your text because other texts are available. Answer. Now, third one is that even though your text is a moksha sadhanam for these people who are not exposed to other shastras, for them your text can provide. But these people will not come to you because they will not have enough vairagya shamadamadi. Simply having desire, what? Simply desire is not enough. They should have qualifications also. And that is not there found with people. Therefore, your Gratha nobody will read. Somehow, this Purvapakshi wants to say, you should not start. Yeah, हमारी income use कर रहे हैं. We are using our paper, our ink. Why you bother? But they bother. So, प्रौढग्रन्थैः मन्दमतीनां मुमुक्षूणां बोधानुदयात् अयं ग्रन्थः यद्यपि तेषां मोक्षोपयोगी योगी स्यात्. Yadyapi, even though प्रौढग्रन्थैः by the advanced text, mumukshunam for seekers of freedom who are mandamati, who are not well exposed to other scriptures, for them bodhanudaya, because of non-rise of knowledge, for the seekers of freedom who are not exposed to other shastra, and where bodhanudaya from what? Prodha granthehi. With the help of advanced texts, there will be no rise of knowledge for the freedom, the seekers of freedom who are mandamati, who are not exposed to other scriptures. And therefore what? Ayam granthaha, this text, yadyapi, tesham mokshopayogi syat. So this grantha, Vichar Sagara, will be useful for moksha for them. Tesham means mandamatina mumukshuna. For the people who are seekers of freedom, but they are not exposed to Shastra, for them this text will be useful. So Purva Pakshi has come down. Okay, that much I accept. Tathapi. Still we have a problem. Tathapi. Even then, mumuksha matrena asmin granthe pravrutti na jayeta. With mere desire for freedom, asmin granthe, in this text, pravrutti na jayeta, the engagement will not be born. Mere desire is not enough. Otherwise, that's why Swami Shankaranji said, no, he quoted that the rhyme. If the wishes were the horses, then all the beggars will ride. So, if just by wishing, if we can get things, then everybody will do. If turnip was a clock, I will keep on my side. That is the second line of this. Have you heard this? Yeah, it is a long one, a nursery rhyme. I had not heard. I went to nursery that a sword also. If there is if wishes were a sword, I will keep on my side. So it is not that. So just by desire, if it happens, engagement will happen. Then every day we have so many wish. Yeah, we'll do one day. We'll do one day. Yoga we have to start. So we'll start from maybe 26 January. So I should become very independent. So 26. Then 1 or 2 days happens again. We'll say no. I think after New Year Day, April, Tamil New Year Day. Something wish is there is not enough. Wish is definitely required, but wish is not enough. Some people have this problem. They keep on having different wishes, different plans, but they don't end up doing anything. They have 10 plans or 10 wishes, but they don't implement one. In fact, they'll be busy with 11th plan, not one implementation. So that's what is Guru Pakshi is saying, that Muksha Matrena Asmin Granthe Pravritti na jayata. Then what is required? Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi, Sadhana, Kalapa, Yukta, Mumuksha Jana Sambhava. And therefore what? Viveka, Vairagya, the discrimination, dispassion, Shamadamadi, mastery over the mind, mastery over the organs, etc. Sadhana Kalapa Yukta Mumukshu Jana. The person, Jana means person, who is Mumukshu, who is seeker of freedom, Upayukta, endowed with what? Sadhana Kalapa, not Upayukta, Yukta. One who is endowed with the Sadhana Kalapa. The Kalapa means group of means, such as Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhamadi. So what he wants to say, that since there is impossibility of a person who is a seeker of freedom and endowed with this group of qualifications, starting with Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhamadi. So in simple words, what he wants to say is that person may be a mumukshu, but he may not be endowed with other necessary qualifications which will lead him to read the book. Like person may be hungry, is a bubukshu. Like mumukshu is a bubukshu. Therefore, she go to restaurant, but not necessary. He has got hunger, but he doesn't have money. Or sometimes even some people are hungry, but they are so lazy. Like passing by will get it. Sometimes they are thirsty, but they will not get up. So ability and might should be there. So he said there is impossibility of the seeker of freedom endowed with necessary qualifications. If qualifications are there, then they will be engaged into the book. The mere bubuksha, hunger, will not take the person to restaurant. Iti shankamanaha. In this manner, Purvapakshi, who is doubting, who is having the doubts, vikalpyate, he is presented with options. Acha, what are the options? Kim adhikarinaha bhavana santi utana ekaha api. Siddhanti has very simple question. Kim, whether adhikarinaha bhavana santi, the qualified people are not there, many, means many qualified people are not there, uta, or even one is not there. You tell me, when you say adhikari is not there, what do you mean? That many are not there or even one is not there? Like some people say, no, nowadays nobody is honest. They say like this. Then we have to ask that, what do you mean? Do you mean to say many honest people are not there or even a single honest person is not there? The way you are talking, is it like nobody is honest? So we ask them, no, like that, there are some people, but very few. So Siddhant is okay. Adye ishtapatti. Adye means, Adye means in the first option, if you say that there are not many qualified people, ishtapatti means it is attainment of something desirable proposition. Means we also accept. Why? Sarvavadi sampratipatte. Because there is agreement of all the contenders that the qualified people for the pursuit of moksha are not many. Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself tells. What? Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhai. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschid mam veti tattvataha. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna has said this, that among thousands of people, only one will strive. Manushyanam sahasreshu. It's not only 1,000, thousands. Among thousands, only one will strive. And in Shruti also, Shravanayapi bahubhiryo nalabhya. And therefore, Adhikari Kushala Ashcharyo Vakta Kushalanusishtaha. Ashcharyavat Pashyati Kashchidenam. So this rarity of such qualified person is agreed by all. Agreed upon by all. Alright. Not Dvitiya. The second one is not correct. What? Ekaha api na. Even one qualified person is not there. That is not correct. See, sometimes people become so, what is called, that cynical. Nobody, nobody is interested in Vedanta. Nobody is having value for values. What is this? It is not true. Yeah, things are not that good as you wish them to be, or as they were earlier, according to you. But it is not that nobody is there. There is always some. So we do not have that. Oh, nowadays people, these teachers can have really depression. See, nowadays people are not so sincere. People are, they want internet here also. And internet, without internet, they will not join the course also. We are going to write. I think I will see how I can put this. That for days together, internet may not be there. Are you ready for the course? I was thinking something. I am thinking it has been there because there was so much demand. Suddenly we should be given the internet. Only this time it is given. Other time we want to give it. We want to have this. We want to have this. So that's how. Because if teacher is not careful, is very depressing for teacher. बोले हमारे टाइम में तो हम नहीं मानते थे आपके टाइम में था ही नहीं in your time it was not there, therefore you are not asking. Anyway, so we need not be cynical. That Swamiji, I am so sincere, I am not seeing any sincere person like me. There may be more sincere than you. But don't have this feeling, that nobody is like us. That's not correct. So, Siddhanta is telling that is not correct. Na dvitiyaha, Dana yogya adhikari, yogya adhikari eva nasti, iti etat asangatam eva. A person, a qualified person, fit for knowledge, is not there at all. Iti etat, this type of statement is irrelevant, inappropriate. How can you say that nobody is there? Maybe you don't have enough punya to see such people. People say that Swami, nowadays no wise person is there. One Swami told like this. He said in Kali Yuga, Jivan Mukti is not possible. He's supposed to be a Vedanta teacher and he is telling like this, that there is no Jivan Mukta possible. You are not having enough punyam to see that Jivan Mukta. Or even if Jivan Mukta you may be seeing, but you don't have enough punyam to recognize it. And most of the people, those who have that hunting for Jivan Mukta, they will not find any Jivan Mukta. Why? Because they have got a list of Jivan Mukta Lakshana. And one way, someplace somebody will be out. थोड़ा सा गुस्सा कर दिया. Little bit anger it was there. So how can he be a wise person? How? That is so you will never get. Then somehow you pick one or two person, especially one who is no more, that is safe to put him as a wise person. Therefore, somebody who is no more, because everybody will be talking about his glory. Now nobody will talk about limitations. Even though when he was there, they will be fighting with him. But now they will talk about glory only. And you will hear glory only. So he must be a wise person. That's what happens. But it is not so. Always there are adhikaris. I have this always hope that there will be adhikaris. But perhaps it's possible that those adhikaris will not come to me. Adhikaris will go to some place. That possibility also you should accept. Why should you think that you are the best teacher? They are adhikari, but you are not adhikari to teach them. So they may be going somewhere else. Why? That also should be thought. And but things are not that what is called pathetic. So people are always there to study. May not be in hundreds, may not be even tens, but one or two are always there. Why should you lose? He is telling this. They are there. Yes. Anyway, so I don't want to say anything more about it. So always there. Okay. Tathahi, the explanation follows. Sarvesham api antakaranam निसर्गतः एव मलविक्षेपस्वरूपावरणाख्य दोषत्रयदूषितं वर्तते. Very nicely explains, very patiently. He doesn't have any hurry to complete this idea, even though he has not started the main text. बोले कि जो समझो ठीक समझो, whatever you understand well. So he says, तथा ही explanation follows. सर्वेषाम अपि अंतःकरणम, the inner instrument called the mind of all, nisargatah eva, naturally. Nisargatah eva means just naturally. Mala vikshepa swarupavaranakhya doshatraya dushitam vartate. Vartate means is. The mind of everyone is dushitam. Sorry, dushitam means polluted by what? Doshatraya, threefold defects. What are they? Mala, impurity, mental impurity. Vikshepa, restlessness or agitation. Swarupavarana, veiling of one's true nature. Everybody's mind is naturally polluted with these three problems on it. Then what? He explains what is malam. Malam means papa, impurity. This malam is interpreted in two ways. One is ragadveshas, other is papa. Papa means this invisible result of prohibited action. That is called papa. You hurt somebody is a prohibited action, and its invisible result is papa or ragadveshas. These likes and dislikes also can be called malam. And because of the adharma also, ragadveshas are there. Sometimes they are interconnected. But malam is many texts explained as papa. Then vikshepaha. Vikshepa is equal to chanchalyam. So vikshepa means agitation, and agitation is equal to chanchalyam. Chanchalyam means unsteadiness, restlessness. Chanchalasya bhava. Chanchalyam. Chanchalam is flickering, moving. The status of keep moving uncontrollably, in uncontrolled manner. That is called chanchalyam. And avaranam means veiling is equal to swarupa jnanam, the ignorance of one's true nature. So these are the three doshas with which every antakaranam is dushitam. Tatra, of these three, shubha karmana malasya nivrittihi jayate. Tatra shubha karmana malasya upasanaya vikshepasya jnanena swarupavarnasya cha nivrittihi jayate eva. So of these three, malasya nivrittihi, the removal of the impurity called papam, is by shubha karma, by righteous action, by upasana, meditation, vikshepasya, of this agitation, mental agitation. So removal of mental agitation by meditation. And swarupavarnasya cha jnanena nivrittihi, the removal of the veiling factor, the removal of the veil to the true nature of oneself Jnanena, by knowledge. So by knowledge, there is removal of veil to one's true nature. Jayate eva is definitely born. So there are three impurities with everybody, but those impurities can be removed. Yasya antःकरणे मलविक्षेपादि दोषाः सन्ति न सह अधिकारी इति सिद्धम्. In whosoever mind malavikshepadi doshaha, the defects, problems such as mala, impurity, vikshepa, agitation, adi. What is adi? It is very difficult only. Adi padena alasya. Alasya. Alasya or kashaya. Kashaya. Unconscious problems. Santi are there. Alasya means laziness. So laziness is there, impurity is there, restlessness is there. Then saha na adhikari. That person is not qualified. It is siddham. It is established. Now we may wonder that how vikshepa and alasya both can be there. So most of the time alasya, and whenever he tries, there is a vikshepa. Like somebody generally doesn't do anything, but when he does it wrongly. So like that, both are possible. I have to answer to myself. Therefore, I raise this objection. Alright. Na saha adhikari iti siddham. Yasya tu punah. However, but for whom iha janmani, in this life, janmantareva, or in other life, anushtita shubha karmopasana by karma, shubha karma, righteous action, meditation, etc., which are performed. So by righteous action and meditation, etc., which is performed, mala vikshepadi doshaha, the impurities such as mala, the defects such as the impurity, agitation, etc., antakaranat nivruttaha. So for whichever person these doshas are nivruttaha, removed from the mind, saha eva, that person alone, Vedanta Vichara Janita Jnane, for the knowledge born of the analysis of Vedanta, Mukhyaha Yogya Adhikari Bhavati. He becomes the appropriate main qualified person. He is the main appropriate person or suitable. Yogya Adhikari, we can say suitable. He is the main suitable qualified person. And Tasya, for that person, Asmin Granthe, of that person or for that person, Asmin Granthe, in this text, Jayeta eva pravrittihi, the activity, engagement will definitely be born. So what is the answer given? That yes, you are right. Most of the people don't have Vivekadi in sufficient measure, therefore they will not come to this text. But you cannot say there is nobody at all. There are some people who might have done karma, upasana, therefore their antakaranadi dosha will go away and they are qualified. Since problems are there, but mere problems are not there, solution also is there. If mala vikshepa only are there and the solution to mala vikshepa are not there, you are right. Nobody will have this. Viveka Vairagya. But along with the problems, solutions are also available. And there will be some people who will employ the solution and therefore they can be free from these problems and they are adhikari. Very few, I do agree, there will be very few people, but they are there. And this Vichara Sagara is meant for those few people. So that's the third option, that no mumukshu will have the Vivekadi which will make him engage in the Grantha. So that answer is given. There will not be many, but few will be there. And for that, this Vichara Sagara is there. Now, he is going to now elaborate the topic that all are attached to the sense objects Therefore, nobody will come. He says, no. There are different types of people. And some people will come. Those details we see. Yeah.